In today's tip, we're going to talk about the importance of tree stand access and exit routes. It's obviously very important to have your tree stand in the right location or your ground blind or wherever you're hunting, but what's often overlooked is how you're getting to your stand and how you're getting out of your stand. If you're walking to a stand and you have to be bushwhacking the whole time, being super loud, going through where deer already are, that's just not going to work, and the same goes for getting out of your stand. So two things I want to talk about, and first is tree stand access. You want to be thinking about where deer are going to be while you're walking to your stand. And so in the morning, usually deer are out in fields or they're feeding somewhere. So you want to have that in mind as they're getting to a stand. And a lot of times I like to think of is using the back door. Now great spots are, as you see where I am now, is standing in a creek. Walking up through creeks and be able to jump off a creek into a stand is great. If you can get on the back sides of big spots of timber and have trails cut to your stand, that can be huge. All you really gotta be thinking about when it comes to tree stand access is where deer are when you're walking to your stand and how you're actually going to get to it. When it comes to afternoon hunting, if you're walking to your stand, you know, maybe then you can get away with cutting through a field or something like that, because deer probably aren't going to be out in the field till the evening. But anytime you can find features such as cricks or ditches or anything like that to be able to hide you or get below, I mean, walking through a creek or a river is nice because you're not really leaving any scent behind. And so those are all things you should be thinking about when it comes to access. And the same goes for tree stand exit. A tree stand exit is the second thing I want to talk about. And it's also really important because sometimes your exit route might have to differ from your access route. So we're going to use a simple example of hunting a food plot. If you're walking into a food plot stand and say an evening hunt, deer are probably going to be bedded somewhere, so maybe you can cut through a field because they're not going to be out in the field yet. But come time to get out of the stand, deer are probably all in the field and you don't want to be just busting through the field scaring all the deer off. So maybe if you have a creek back behind the stand or something, when you get out of the tree, you get down to get into the creek or the ditch, and then you have to walk the long way around the vehicle instead of just taking the short and direct route like you did to get there. But sometimes going that extra mile or going around spots or stuff like that makes a big difference when you're accessing or exiting your tree stand. So that's really why I find tree stand access and exit important, and you should really be thinking about those things when you're hunting during the fall.